welcome to the second
Yo, yo, yo. Excuse me. Good afternoon. We joined Steve and other dude whose name I forget for a little more insight into F1 Manager. This is the first video or stream I've done on the game, but I'm super high into it. I would like closed capture. Just died like moments ago.
Not for the first time, but for the first time live on stream. Yeah. So anything could happen. Anything could happen.
Yes, I'm more worried about my personal, because I'm the designated driver for this, as you'll see coming up. I'm more worried about my personal performance and being outed for it. But yeah, I mean, it's the first. You know, a lot of you folks may have already seen some gameplay of F1 Manager 2022. That's sort of some early preview stuff that we've been able to show. Some really nice gameplay showing off. But this is actually the first time that live people will be able to come and check out the game in situ. Like, we'll actually be playing it in front of you. So that's
going
really
to be
cool
playing
to
F1 Manager just as I will be quite a lot.
To be able to do it now
going
is absolutely awesome. We've got a fun show lined up.
We have, yes. So just to give you a bit of an idea, we are going to be going through an entire 7-day period of a race week.
7-day period.
Going through all of the management
Show me.
Back at HQ. We're going to be heading to the race weekend itself, and we're going to be showing you the race. So we're going to jump into it. Should we jump into it, Chris?
Should we go straight in? Yeah.
I think we should.
No hanging about.
Everybody else is just saying show gameplay.
Just show gameplay. Yeah.
Fingers crossed for some embarrassing moments.
Yeah. Less of us, more of. Yes, it's very true. Less of us, more of the game. And here you go. There you can see it. So this is the home page, basically your dashboard, your home area for F1 Manager 2022. Whenever you load up the game from when you previously saved it, or even when you boot it up for the first time, this will pretty much be where you land when you start up. So as you can see here, we're in control of AlphaTauri. So this is the first time we've actually shown off AlphaTauri as a team to control in F1 Manager 2022. We have our two drivers, Pierre Gasly, Yuki Tsunoda, and as you can see, we are at the beginning of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix race week. So we're going to be showing off race week at Baku.
Yeah.
So we're running all the way from Monday, so building towards the race weekend, and then doing the race, and going through all of that. And
what we got?
So an entire 7 days to go through.
Yes.
Which is really good to show off, because there's a lot for us to get through. Yeah, so I guess, you know, we can get straight into it.
Let's do it, yeah.
I will move my mouse to where I am looking so you can all follow along.
Not done very well so far. So
where are we? We're seventh.
With one solitary point. 1 point. And trust me, the team went berserk when we got
Where did you get your point? So this is Chris's save.
It was the last. It was the last race. So I think
do like the UI. It's familiar.
So yeah, over the moon about that. They're absolutely
the little tabs and stuff is very F1 Manager. But what are they going to? Oh, there's another cursor. Oh no. This is going to confuse everyone.
But before we get into the actual race weekend, there's a lot more things that we're going to get into.
Yes,
so,
all right, come on, let's go.
Is there anything in particular we should run through first, Steve? We've got a bit of a running order we want to do, right?
So you've obviously we've gone over kind of where we are with the team so far. So we're AlphaTauri, we're sitting in 7th, and we're looking now in our inbox.
God, it's
so
super.
Let's just make sure we've got no.
It's super familiar. Absolutely no one.
Just a couple of things here.
Is going to be confused
as a save goes on in F1 Manager 2022. So you're getting board confidence check-ins. They're relatively satisfied with how things are going. Obviously, the results aren't exactly what we wanted, but financially we're doing okay.
Football Manager with F1, and I don't see a problem.
In the game, it's, you know, results are the be-all and end-all, but you need to make sure that financially you're keeping the team on track too.
So can we have a look at the actual board's confidence in us at the moment?
Confidence.
So this is the board section. As you can see here in the tab, you have board, and this is what comes up.
Okay.
I accidentally clicked budget there. If we go into board confidence. So that's kind of what we're looking at. Yeah, so you can see here, so season objective for us really is 6th and above, and so currently, as it says, we're below target.
We're not far off.
Work to do, but we'll do our best to achieve that. But as you can see, finance is happy. So we managed to keep the books balanced nicely. And hopefully we'll continue that as the season goes on. But the immediate
this is kind of embarrassing for Football Manager.
Okay. So we're currently 7th in
certain ways.
Overall standings at the moment. Then you said. So if we need to
very well presented.
The objective of 6th or above, we need a good result in Baku.
Yeah, well, to kick things off, definitely. There's a lot of races to go, but I feel like I'm actually speaking like a team principal now. You just
it's weird. Like we're on the cameras, and I'm immediately like.
But Ted, it's a long season.
We're only 5 races in, so you know we've got plenty of time to improve here. Okay.
There's more to do, but I guess we mentioned the finances, and that's an aspect of it.
Let's have a look at our finances as well, then.
Yeah, so season there's so much we can brag, and there's only we won't show absolutely everything today because we'll be here all day, but there's so much to get through. But here's just a glimpse.
We won't show everything today. We'll be here all day.
Our projection for where we're going to end up by
Who cares?
Yeah,
Actually,
so as you can see,
everyone
things are looking
does.
pretty decent right now. We've got plenty of sort of plenty in budget that we can look at. A lot of that will go towards developing facilities, developing the car. Potentially, it can come down to recruitment, whether that's staff or drivers. We'll look at that in a sec.
Yeah, they've F1 Football Manager.
Some really detailed stuff here.
Just want to see a few more driver breakdowns because the stats and stuff are very
big outage there on the
very
the
interested
driver contracts and the car development, but a bit of money in for the sponsorships as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so that's obviously quite an important factor as well. Can we have a quick look at the sponsorships thing? I know that's
not
been,
the cost cap.
Sponsorships has been
You're
a
avoiding
big
the cost
question,
cap
from the community, how this works. So can we just have a quick look through these menus and go through?
Yeah,
so
how does this work?
Screen here. So this is one of the areas in the game that will develop as your save goes
Pre-season
along.
lump sum.
You'll see here,
income per race is 2.8 million.
Engine supplies. We've talked about this before about if you're a
your sponsors provide additional funding.
So it's called in F1 Manager 2022, and you want to change your engine supplier, you can do that, but only after the first season.
You can change your engine supplier.
About engine supplies, it's kind of similar when it comes to sponsorships too. So
it's basically it's exactly
that we need to try and hit as the season goes on.
Wow, that's what I wanted. You can have.
And you can see how they can affect the team. It's not simply
Ferrari,
a case of you accept them or reject them.
Red Bull, something stupid like that. That's brilliant.
They can affect your team as the season goes on. So to use the example here of race hospitality. So your team must host a sponsor event in the pit box during races. This will distract your pit crew and slightly reduce their performance.
Oh, right,
so you're agreeing to allow this to happen. You get some income that comes from it. But as a direct result of that, the negative is that your pit crew is affected.
So there's 3 of those per season.
That's true.
So 3 of those times per season, your pit crew is going to be
So 3 times randomly? Is it randomly? 3 times a season, your pit crew is going to be distracted.
It brings in money, but their driver experience is paused because they're taking more time away from telemetry, data research, actually being on the track, and they're doing these appearances. So. Yeah, and it's a similar thing for race weekend driver appearances. So this is what we have for the first season.
720. Oh, there we go. Get it up.
All things will open up in terms of sponsors. You can accept or deny them. You can move some things around, and we'll have a little look just before we get into the race weekend about certain additions you can make to. On a specific race weekend you can potentially get bonuses if you hit certain objectives, or you can lose out if you don't. So we'll look at that in a few minutes.
Okay, all right. Well, let's.
I don't think they'll allow that, but I'm definitely up for it. Physics.
Through a couple of the facilities options as well. Yeah, just to see where we are.
All right.
With our,
where are we down here?
Another big area of the game that you're going to need to focus on, of course, where you actually build and test all of this, very, very important equipment in Formula One.
This Motorsport Manager.
So let's have a look at these then.
Yeah.
Why would they reinvent the wheel? It's so familiar, but I'm not upset by it because the genre has been starved for so long.
Creating a structure within your team that gives you a platform to succeed, and that means looking after all different areas of a team. So whether that's, if you can see here, it breaks down into 3 specific kind of areas, which we'll look into in a second. So car development, staff, and operations. You handle all of those. They have different options that you need to look after. The better they perform, the more potential you have to succeed when it comes to race day.
Yeah.
So so you can see here. I guess we haven't really mentioned it, but you probably see that
you can use a mouse, I suppose, but I can't imagine much different. I guess since they're starting from the beginning physics, that both of the
so this is the facilities area. So
games will be very similar because one's not got 15, 20 years head start
wind tunnel CFD
on one platform, so they try and build them as close together as possible.
So the better you can maintain and improve and upgrade these facilities, the more potential there is to unlock car performance when you make upgrades.
And the factory is currently being upgraded. That's why we've got that nice purple.
Yeah, so you can see here on the right-hand side, every sort of key detail what's going into.
I wonder if it's green, blue, purple, orange, like legendary. Oh no, there's 5 factory.
Project capacity is
3 is purple.
Speed is improved. So that means when you go to develop a car part, doing this upgrade and moving it up to level 3, as you can see here, means that car parts will be developed faster, which is massive.
And you've got more capacity to do so, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, and that's part of capacity.
How's it going, Anti-Christo?
Anti-Christo. The amount of engineers you can onboard and commit to every single piece.
See,
of
those little percentages get me. So it tells you. So the previous tier was green, by the looks of it.
But then you have staff facilities, so a couple of things such as the
weekly experience game for Team Hub, scouting.
So Team Hub provides a space for staff to take a break and study their craft. So
so this helps morale.
Plus morale, experience game, team attractiveness.
That that's your kind of normal
Is that just for
staff stuff,
sponsorships?
and then operations is more.
Or is it
more
for
again.
my
So as
wank
you can see
bank?
here, 3 of the facilities are already built. So that's the boardroom, the hospitality area, and the weather centre. There's actually 3 that aren't built.
Okay.
So that can change depending on
Memorabilia
what team
room. Well, what's the
you
point if you've not
start
got
with
any?
Yes.
in F1 Manager 2022. So you might take over.
That's
a team
all
that's
very familiar.
perhaps
It's
has a high
all
budget with
Motorsport
a further
Manager.
upgrade, and they might have more of these facilities, or might have upgraded them more already before you even get to the team, because they are higher up the grid.
Yeah.
And so that's somewhat relative too. So yeah, we've got this in. Perhaps we should maybe build something.
Yeah, go on.
Let's build something
let's do a
then.
memorabilia room.
Yeah,
That
okay.
sounds nice.
Haven't got
For
anything.
all of our upcoming trophies.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are we going to put all the trophies? That
Exactly.
we're
Yeah.
bound to win?
There's no point. We're gonna start. What is it? Dress for the job you love.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
want. No,
absolutely.
dress for the job you want.
You want? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So that's it. We're going to make ourselves a nice memorabilia room for all of that upcoming
inspire
AlphaTauri.
your staff with a display of your team's history. We are creating
God, I'd
history.
kill for
That's
workshop
a very
support on
team
this.
principle thing to say.
But I don't think they'll do it.
What we're about here at AlphaTauri is
It's
creating history.
Absolutely. We'll have that. There'll be the memorabilia room, and then there'll be a big sign above it, creating history.
All right.
So team attractiveness, that will improve, and morale for staff and drivers will also improve a little bit if we build
Okay.
it. So if we
Yeah.
build it, obviously
But is it
all of
cheap?
these things, as we should mention when it comes to
The grand
facility
scheme of
upgrades
things, that looks cheap.
and refurbishment comes at a cost.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
this
and you
one's
got to
gonna be
upkeep it. It's 200
$450,000.
grand a month for a trophy room with no
Let's go for it, so you can
trophies.
see we have our
It's
cash
not
remaining
worth
here, we've got
it.
Plenty in hand. There's also a monthly upkeep you need to keep in
Fuck.
mind.
Okay.
That's,
This will come out of your budget, and you see that in all your reports. But let's do it. Let's build the memorabilia room.
And this is, of course, we showed that finances projection screen. All of this is going to factor into that. All of this is, you're going to be looking at those kind of live screens of your finances effectively, and see them, changing based on the fact that you're doing these things.
So that's going to be a key part of sort of the gameplay flow.
It's
of
very
F1 Manager
familiar.
2022.
I mean,
yes, you've got
I can't think
the
of a
racing and the
game
results, but you need to always be
that's
keeping an eye on facilities and making sure that you are
been any good that's
looking after
avoided
them
doing
and
this type of
upgrading where you
UI
can, but
when
also
it's
not
out of
overdoing it
management.
and end up spending too much
I mean,
budget on
Football
it, so you
Manager
boot
does
out
exactly the
things like
same.
car
It's
development.
just
It's all
that
about
left-hand
it.
column's smaller.
That's it.
And
Right, so I think if we continue a little bit further,
yeah.
we will open up
I am
some other
curious
things.
to
As
see
you
what
can
the
see here,
console
we've
version's
completed
like,
some
because
scouting.
console
Okay, Oscar
versions
Piastri
of
scouting.
strategy games
Just
are
letting you know
generally
that our
easier
scouts
to
have finished their
learn
report on Oscar
because of
Piastri
the
and the
navigations
tax information we've gathered
take
from his
take
email. So
longer.
let's have a quick look at this then. We've had
Because
a,
you can
quick
use the
scout
D-pad
of,
and stuff like that,
Oscar
so you
Piastri.
think more
scouting
about
is again another key factor.
efficiency of
F1 Manager
movement.
2022. So, as a lot of you may already know, so as well as of course the F1 drivers that
How
are
can
in
not
F1
be
Manager
kept
2022,
staffing?
but also the current main reserve drivers for each team, and that includes of course Oscar Piastri, who's the reserve driver for Alpine, and we'll also have F2 and F3 drivers as well. Recruitment is a big
F2,
part of
F3,
F1
but
Manager
no
2022. We're actually
original
gonna be
drivers.
Sharing some details very soon about to goes into even more detail about how recruitment works.
Yes.
But for now, it's a massive part of the game, whether that's developing the team that you have or deciding
Presumably, you've got to spend an even amount of time on all of the aspects. So I'd like to think that recruitment was
Piastri,
important.
Is a hot topic in F1. We're both big F1 fans. We follow the news.
Australian Rec fan just
always a
tipped
lot of
by.
chat
Oh,
this year
thank
about
you
Oscar
very
Piastri.
much.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd give him a
Wait.
scout.
Yeah,
and
well,
see
we
where
Rec with a
right.
W.
So,
Oh,
we can
yes.
see here,
Physics. Thank you.
what was it there about his contract remaining.
Thank you,
So
physics.
We've got a bit of time left on his contract, but it's not too long. So 7 months left on the contract. It's not years, so in theory, there's an option there for us to maybe,
So that little number there, and is it just driver rating number? It says 74 next to Piastri's name. What does that little thing next to it mean? Does that just mean his rating, or is he a one-star driver?
That's a positive thing. We can see his expected salary and what we should sort of aim towards if we were to approach him for negotiation.
Okay.
Yeah, and we can see that a notable attribute is reaction. So yeah, and so
a
scouting is
notable
big aspect of this, 'cause
attribute
you
being
won't have all of
reactions.
this information available to you whenever you want to go look at a driver. You need to scout a driver to find out these things.
Here we go.
So I've just done some standard scouting. We could have done detailed scouting, which would have opened up even more information about Oscar. But we've got
630 days.
What we know. We can see there's a lot of potential.
Oh, this is
here.
Alpine's
There's
reserve
patience for
driver. That's
negotiation
why.
very
Okay,
high.
we don't
And
know.
negotiation attitude, he's open to negotiation. So there's
So we'd like to see.
Yes. So if we wanted to come back to this at some point, there could be a very good chance that we could maybe bring Oscar on board to AlphaTauri. So yeah,
I do like that.
Should we?
What's the
so, yeah, just
variables?
to show how it kind of
Are there
works,
any going to be
let's scout
variables on
somebody
like
else.
ability?
so
Oh, here we go.
let's maybe
Hey, that's what we
show
want
a
to see.
filter on
Charles
it.
Leclerc.
So
Okay, so
let's look
everything's
for
in the
drivers maybe,
80s.
they're still developing
Yeah,
around
but
the
they've
ages between
developed a bit.
22 and 27, but
Okay.
they should have some good experience under.
I want to see more driver stats, lads.
I guess this is, you know, filtering is going to be a key aspect when it comes to recruitment. You know, there's a lot of drivers and a lot of staff that are in F1 Manager 2022. So being able to filter is a key thing. So 22 to 27, apply and return. Let's see who we got. Yeah, lots of options here.
Drogovic.
Some on the F1 grid, some not. Anybody in particular stand out to you?
Let's have a look. Let's scout.
Mick Schumacher, Nick De Vries, Pierre Gasly belongs to us. I'd like to see. Okay. Nick De Vries doesn't have his photo.
Let's do detailed scouting.
Outrageous.
So that requires, we've got 4 scouts available. Detailed scouting. Here we go.
All right.
Sorry about that.
Oh, is that because we don't have the scouting? We don't even know what he looks like.
Current morale, salary, any cash bonuses written into their contract, how long they've been in their current contract, and their buyout costs. So that's a lot of details. So it's going to take a little bit of time, 30 days to put
Fair enough,
together.
It takes them a while to compile.
Well, we're not going to be here 30 days. You said you were taking us through.
Scout on that. We are scouting Nick De Vries, who starts the game as the reserve driver for Mercedes.
Yeah, he's a Merc backup, and he drove for Williams. Sorry, yeah, it was Williams, wasn't it?
We'll get that report back in 30 days, but we might miss that one.
Yeah, you might miss that one, lads, because you said 7 days only, but there's plenty of stuff.
Further then.
Yeah, actually, I'd tell you. So there's a couple, maybe just a couple of things very quickly. Sorry, I shouldn't throw that on you. We should have scouted Enzo Fittipaldi.
We should have, yes, we should have.
I don't know if you want to explain that to anybody who might not have seen it.
Yeah, we had a little interaction on Twitter. Where
I saw. Who do you want to?
Asking you guys sort of who you're going to be scouting from F2 and F3, and then Enzo Fittipaldi
replied, "I watched it
with his own name."
He did.
So we enjoyed that quite a lot. So
yeah.
Where is it?
And we got a follow out of it as well. So.
Yeah.
We got a follow from Enzo Fittipaldi.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so. Yeah, cool. And I guess it's worth mentioning as well before we kick on that. Obviously, when you begin the game, it's the real F1, F2, F3 drivers and reserve drivers.
So the reason why we couldn't see Nick's face is because we hadn't scouted him.
You're gonna.
All right, I'll believe that.
With the fact that we've got the F2 and F3 drivers in there as well, you've already got a kind of contingency for retirees. You know, eventually people are going to retire.
Oh, the day Alonso retires is a sad day.
To reiterate that we are going to have newly generated drivers in there, created from a pool of random names and stuff.
So they are
to kind of fill.
The Football Manager in it. They've got regions. Regions confirmed.
So yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, wrong one.
And I think
that's it.
Pages for drivers, you can see ratings are up there. Obviously, ratings not final, not confirmed yet. As soon as they are, we'll be showing those details because we know that's always a hot topic. You know, ratings for any kind of sports game.
Dude, it's Football Manager. I can't believe it. This is built for me. This is built for me. I just want to see a little bit more of what impacts.
Should we look a little bit maybe around the cars now? So we look
on the cars.
Maybe we have a look.
Let's take it through to manufacturing complete there on something else you've been working on. Oh, that's the memorabilia.
That's the memorabilia room. So nice and quick job done on the memorabilia room. So that is already going to
start. That was fast. What is it? Just a shed? You went to a garden centre and bought a shed? Might as well have done. 200 grand a month though.
So you can see there's a little message just confirming. You can see what's going to change, which is great. Yeah, that's fantastic. So
morale's gone up.
Yeah, let's look at the car. So
yep.
Car development and manufacturing is quite a key thing.
Here we go, the car.
Head around when you play
all right.
Manager 2022. Yes. So if we
didn't see enough of the drivers, section, but I'll take the car.
So I guess you could probably break it down into a couple of key factors when it comes to making parts for your car and improving performance. It's development and then manufacturing and then fitting or getting parts basically. So development and manufacturing are two different things. So development is the process of working with your engineers or your designers to kind of figure out what if you want to develop
he's very nervous.
What do you want it to do? What do you want it to do? Yeah, and you will go into the process of developing a part, and we'll show that in a little bit more detail in the near future about exactly what that looks like. Well, actually, we've shown a couple of screenshots about what that kind of looks like with all these different data options you can see. So then you choose how you want to develop and design the part. And then there's manufacturing. So once development is complete, you then have a part that you can create.
All right, I think I might pre-order it right now.
Yeah.
So if we go into
the normal F1 game's out like tomorrow, isn't it? Should probably get my hands on that if I can't afford it right now.
Development projects. So rear wing, underfloor. You can see that we're currently developing parts of that will hopefully improve the car going forward. Whereas the chassis, the one in blue, is manufacturing. So we've already developed it. We're now making the part.
That's it. That's your spares.
Yeah.
And your development stuff is your new stuff. That's
as you can see here.
Easiest way to summarize it.
Yeah. So as you can see here, so in the chassis, actually 3 out of the 4 that we've requested to be made already made. So that means we can fit them. We have new parts for our cars.
All right, so part was made, is available for distribution.
Warehouse and into chassis.
Chassis.
Lots of different options, but you've got chassis. So
the
C1
chassis.
You begin with,
chassis.
and it's installed on both cars. But if I hover over A222C2 on the right-hand side, you can see.
Oh
that
god, what catchy names! That might get confusing.
Bit of an upgrade there.
Ever so slight, but marginal gains. That's what everyone's all
about. It's all about.
Yeah.
0.13 kph.
Around potential top speed, around.
Yeah, marginal gains is definitely.
So, yeah, there's a lot of changes you can make it. So
yeah,
these fitted your parts. You want to install them on your cars, so you select your new part. In this case, a chassis part. Install on car 1. Install
0.02
so that's the
kilometers an hour upgrade.
Manufacturing, and then you go and fit the parts. It's a process that you have complete control over, and as a team principal, it's not just a case of I want that.
That's what I get for wearing headphones.
There's a process to go through that gives you
a lot of
autonomy.
All right.
Over how car part
top speed.
So that's cool. So we've got a new chassis for back.
Chassis real. Oh, steroids. Did that say?
guess we will put it to the test. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's a good. I guess if I hover over that again, that's a good.
Show us the design.
Sort of visual there of keeping an eye.
I know it's a month away. Come on, what can be there that's not going to be there?
Manufactured. You can see in there in the summary, your engineers is a big part of that because you need engineers on board to build parts into development, so you have to kind of decide where you want people to go, and you don't want to overcommit engineers, and then you run out of people when you want to develop a new part. So yeah, it's a whole thing. There's also research which we'll go into at a later date, which is all about focusing on the future and how you want to develop your car. Next season and into the future.
Yeah, always build for the future.
Yeah, I guess that's a bit of a whistle-stop tour of.
That was a very brief tour. I didn't see half the stuff I wanted to, but I'm a bit too far into it. Show me things.
Please appreciate the fact that we speed through a few of these things while also trying to show as much of it as possible.
Yeah.
Why? Well, it's not like you've got a finite number of internets to use.
That's okay. Yeah,
we're into kind of
all right, Baku.
Race preparation area. So if I just click onto
here we go,
race
tactics.
Prep, you want to show us maybe?
Yeah. So let's go through it. So obviously, as you're coming up to our next race, as you can see here is Baku. This is going to bring up
75% chance of safety cars. You can always use that.
Your race prep is the thing. So as you can see, we've
go
got
long
info here, and this is going to give you just the basic details of the circuit length.
Just go long, and at least one of your cars should just go one stop.
Stuff like the circuit map, sections by speed. We've got car attributes.
A lot of straights. That's really good. Visuals. The visuals. This must be from actual teams. Like the layouts, because it's really easy to see and clearly been brought from somewhere.
Like expected strategies. Again, these are kind of ones
expected strategies.
Or you can come up with your own.
Soft for 11, that's good. There you go. Soft for 11, 15 for the rest. I'd do that.
The actual compounds you can go through.
Yeah, you even got like
lap 15 hard.
You can check out just for reference. Obviously, last year
doesn't really matter. Car was different.
At Baku, lots of tyre failures, stops and starts, red flag, I believe. So the old magic button for Lewis Hamilton.
The brake magic. Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. Yeah. So all kind of things going on, but it was a great weekend for AlphaTauri.
It was.
A podium for Pierre and 7th place to Yuki, so we'll have to go some to match that, I think.
Yes.
But we'll do our very best.
We'll do our best. So yeah, that's kind of your general kind of circuit overview page.
Good, I like it. You can get a general gist of
review as well, like these performance targets.
So let's racing on, obviously. But
so
hello.
We'll focus here on our race targets because we're going to be very active in this.
So you have to select race targets, qualifying target. Fastest lap's not going to happen.
Strategy where maybe we're on the softs very late. And
I wonder how much impact you have on that. Do you get to decide whether or not you'll do a fastest lap like stint?
No, because this is what we were talking about earlier about you putting, as you can see, it says guarantee. A performance guarantee is an optional performance target that you can set yourself. Sponsors will reward you for achieving that target, but they'll reduce their contribution if you don't hit your own guarantee.
Oh, they'll take it. So
there's a risk and reward here too.
All right.
To do it. And as you said,
for 100 grand, nah, I'm not even gonna bother. It cost me 100 grand if I don't do it.
We've agreed.
Doggers, how's it going, mate?
That's an incentive. So so there's no potential loss there.
Yeah.
As it's part of
Finish the race
but we'll get a nice little boost if you manage to get one of the drivers up to 6th position. So you never know. We might be able to do that. Yeah. So.
Sorry, I'm scanning all corners of my monitor.
Reach Q2. I feel like that's very achievable.
I think we can reach Q2. Yeah, I would expect to reach Q2. I would be happy to reach Q2.
Cool. So we can add that.
Doing all right. I probably should have done my hair before I went live, but this kind of sprung up from nowhere for me.
A little extra cash boost for our team if we achieve it. So, yeah. So for every race weekend, on top of your obligations with sponsors, you have additional targets that you can decide if you want to guarantee or not, and there's a risk reward there. So yeah,
I don't think so. Look at this. It's just so looks like I'm going bald. I hate it. It only appears when I'm streaming with headphones, though. That thing.
There's things that we haven't shown yet.
You'll see a difference. Good.
But we've
all right, show me the race now.
Development, how you maintain and upgrade facilities, scouting, all those kind of things. So
there's a lot to happen off the track. We've said it, you know, for how many months now, that there's a lot of action off track as much as there is on track. So that's
there should be more off track because a race is a day.
Kind of takes place, or at least some of it. You know, like you said, we've only shown a very small part of, you know, car park development there, when there's plenty of parts.
Car park development.
The garage there, or the warehouse. So let's take a quick break. We're going to be preparing ourselves for the race weekend, and we're also going to be joined by one of our developer colleagues to give you a little bit more insight into the game.
Mr. Charisma.
So just stay with us, and we'll be back.
There'll be a terrible charisma vacuum as you speak to an actual game developer. Well then, that's a start. What are you gonna do? Are you just gonna play it? Oh, here we go. I'm just going to play some stuff.
This is not a challenge for the faint-hearted. Where the 20 best drivers in the world come together to take on some of the world's most historic
I can wear... Yeah, check.
That legacy continues today. It's lights out,
and away
we go.
There we go.
Just stay in the car.
Let's look at the graphics. The in-engine graphics compared to Football Manager. Look at it. If you're able to accurately portray this, I think you should be able to get a better match engine.
But that doesn't mean we can sit back and relax. Everything is up for grabs, and nothing is certain at this stage. Here we go with the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
I think we should be satisfied with
I've seen this before, right?
We've done, at least here.
Oh no, it's a spin!
Oh, Lando!
Really? Good feedback.
That's in-game. That's not... That's in-game.
This is Formula One.
I'm so happy at that. I don't know how they're going to handle different... Well, they said that you can have different managers. Sorry, different engines for different cars after the first season. So you can get, you know, all the combinations. So how are they going to do the sponsorships?
And as if by magic, we are now joined on the sofa by Andy Fletcher. Hello, Andy. How are you doing?
Nice. Yeah, I'm doing good, man. Thanks.
Good.
Turn his volume up.
Tell everybody a little bit about your role, what your role is here at Frontier, just so we know who we're talking to.
So I'm the game director on F1 Manager 2022. So what does that mean? That means I'm in charge of defining and executing on the vision of the game. So you know, we've seen a lot of it here today, but this didn't used to exist. So I had to come along and go, here's where I think the game should be.
This is the type of guy that I would expect to see in a jazz bar.
We've got here at Frontier to
wears berets occasionally.
To see it through to where it is today.
Awesome. All right. Thank you. Well, let's get into it. Let's cut straight back to that race. We've just prepared the race weekend, so let's.
No
go
pressure. There's going to be a crash.
I guess a reminder, if anybody's just joining us, of course, this is a work in progress build. You know, tweaks to be
I
made.
bet you in that little break, he's just loaded up a different build.
And still got lots of work ongoing. It never stops you. Absolutely, yeah. We appreciate you taking the time to come and chat with us, because it's always a busy time with when it comes to development.
All right, Crofty.
So, cool. So here we are.
I do like the fact that they've got official voices and stuff like that. You know, Championship Manager used to have Motty. No longer there.
Yeah, we're gonna just skip it through a little bit and just get into something we'd like to show. I'll kind of try and continue to steer the car here. Steve, I don't know if you want to chat to Andy about some stuff that we see.
Absolutely. Okay, so we're obviously on our kind of overall prep here, and we've seen the practice one screen here. For the sake of time, we're going to kind of skip through these practice sessions. You can choose to manually manage or simulate all of these sessions.
Do you build up experience on your...
because we're going to show so much. So we're going to speed
on
through
your car.
These. But if you could just give us a quick overview of what practice entails in the game, Andy.
Sure. So there's a few things really. I mean, practice is obviously where the teams traditionally go out and kind of see how their cars are handling on the track and see their race pace and make any final setups to the car for the driver. So, it's an opportunity.
Do you do stints in your quali trim or what?
Well. It's a very important element if you are looking to scout for new drivers and look at a kind of succession plan. But also, like the aim is to kind of get your drivers as confident as possible. So as you'll see on this screen.
So driver confidence is obviously a thing. So yeah, the acclimatization, that was the word I was missing. So the drivers and the cars need to get acclimated.
In giving them a confidence boost is really the setup.
That's good. That's a good touch. Because that was not in Motorsport Manager. The driver confidence never was there. There was form, but that was, I don't think it was related.
On the traction and the cornering of the car. And basically your driver will tell you how it's feeling as after a number of runs. So you bring the car back in and you kind of tweak it a little bit more and you kind of try and get closer to the to the ideal
driver options. Can you put your test driver in if one of them's better at
your setup confidence, but
but then he won't be confident in the car.
I mean, it's 3 hours.
Swap them about.
It seems like a long time, but actually, cars on the track, there's a lot more you need to do.
Yeah, going through this, you kind of realise how little time you actually have when you start playing this, and you do seem to lose it.
Okay,
so you can
good.
See here, so like you said,
I'm gonna be doing so much of this, Liam. I can't wait.
So what I assume here,
I've got a busy month, and then this comes out.
3 areas will then generate performance boosts, as you can see on the right-hand side. So that will, I assume, the better you perform basically during practice, the more of a performance bonus you receive going into the rest of the weekend.
Absolutely, yeah. The confidence basically manifests.
Acceleration
in a performance
81
for that driver.
Yeah, working that gearbox.
It's kind of like it's one of the main things that you're doing. But if you focus purely on that, then you might do fewer long runs, and that means your track acclimatization will kind of falter. It won't go up quite at the rate that it should. So there's a balance to be had with how you use your time.
Yeah, balance. That's the key word for everything we do here. I feel like that's the word I say the most when we play
balance in everything.
So yeah, like you said, we're going to simulate this just for the
Let's simulate it and have a quick look at the
show me
results then going into qualifying. So we're gonna speed
through practice. Thank you very much. Who takes care of the practice?
So you'll see here that we sort of get results.
Is there an assistant manager?
But I guess, Andy, the more control,
do you know what?
The more you manage
using Football Manager terms to describe what's happening on the screen will be,
those additional bits of
I think, a really strong way of actually portraying what's happening.
So as you can see, we did okay in practice. So
for, even people don't know, Gasly came 10th in practice. It doesn't matter though, it's only practice.
So here you go. So we can see here
100%. Suki's better at it.
So we got some decent time on track, but there's still some work to be done in terms of car parts knowledge, a little bit of setup confidence.
Suki.
But we've gained
Yuki
quite a bit
Tsunoda.
of bonus, which is decent.
If you got
Suki Stackhouse.
You could have refined it a little bit more. Car parts knowledge is
a reference you'll all get, right?
Come to tracks with new builds and new aero parts. Your car part knowledge is going to kind of decrease. You're going to have to kind of reset it. So actually deciding whether to go with a new aero package is also a question of how much do you want to rebuild your car parts knowledge every weekend.
We've seen that throughout the real world F1 season. There's been so many upgrades and upgrade packages that are coming to teams, and they spend the practice sessions. They might make great progress the week before, where they've come with a new package that has more potential, but it takes time to find that potential, I guess.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, it can feel like a whole new car, can't it? To some people, we've seen it through drivers already the last couple of seasons.
All right, we're in quali. Let's go.
So we can take
practice
a quick look
3.
at qualifying. So obviously, before a qualifying session gets underway, you can talk to us a little bit about it, but we'll just take a very quick look at it. But you can sort of set instructions for your drivers before they go out.
What could the instructions be? Drive fast?
Basically in a position to give them every possible chance to succeed when it comes
Oh,
to,
I see. So you can actually fuel them up for longer, which is actually seems to what
determines obviously.
they seem to take. The tires take longer to heat up after the changes.
When do you want to send your driver
So
out?
3 laps is a little low for a fast lap, apparently.
Projection of how much traffic is expected to be on the track, and also kind of the grip levels, which will tend to increase towards the end. So you'll see a big,
grips going up,
cars coming out towards the end, but
more the rubber down,
clean air,
tire temperature,
and picking your moment to see see the payoff.
Very good.
How those performance
it's all incredibly familiar. I mean, I could play this right now.
Awesome. So we
with a fairly decent chance of doing okay.
When it comes to launch, but for now, again, in the interest of time, we're going to skip through to qualifying, see how the drivers do. I'm kind of like, there's an instinctive part of me, I just want to control it.
I know.
You just skipped qualifying?
Part of me that wants me to go.
Oh, you went. All right, so you got to Q2.
Yeah, so we got to crack on.
Just out. 2/10.
So both of them nearly got into the next session. So Yuki Tsunoda just dropped out in Q1, but only just by a matter of half a tenth from Mick Schumacher, whereas Pierre Gasly was about a tenth and a half off getting into the shootout into Q3. So it's okay. I would say that's satisfactory. Yeah, we got into Q2. So one of the sponsor guarantees was to get into Q2. We made sure we did that with Pierre. So a little extra cash boost there. So okay, P11, P16 going into race.
All these region faces. Look at them. No blink, no expression. Region.
Yeah. So race day, Baku.
All right.
It's not. It just
show me the race. What we're doing.
Race is a lot more to get through,
race is happening. So it's cloudy.
Absolutely. Yeah. So this is really one of the key, if not the key, pre-race decisions that you
6
have to make.
kilometers per lap.
You want each of your drivers
do it in a minute.
To run with. So you've got a strategy editor here, and as you can see when you go into one of those strategy views, you can pick from a selection of recommended
there's pre-made strategies rather than having to manually input your own strategy, which was a big issue with Motorsport Manager. Thank you. Obviously, the better engineers will come up with better strategies more often.
To change things up, you can edit within the race as well. So this isn't.
And you can adjust on the fly.
What it gives you is it gives you a projected kind of wear rate of each of the tyres, or the tyre that you're currently on. But if you click on one of the A, B, or C strategies, it'll update with the projected kind of tyre wear for softs to hards. And then during the race, you'll actually see how your tyres are kind of wearing down relatively.
So lap 17 to 23 is the ideal pit stop for the mediums.
Down quicker than projected, you might need to pit
and
earlier.
Look at the top of that. They're checking the weather as well. Don't know what the 5 is.
That you can burn down.
I don't understand what that is. Oh, chance of rain.
Yeah, I also wanted to bring this up.
There's a fairly good chance there'll be some spots then, if that's 40% chance. A couple of dice rolls will hit that side.
It's a very warm day at Baku today. All these kind of things can play a part when it comes to strategy, so you have all this data available to you that you can help sort of define your strategy. Right, so Steve, we have decided...
We're going to do something slightly interesting here, yeah. Well, maybe it's interesting. I think it's fun.
One stop for Pierre.
So we're going to split our strategy between myself and Chris to see who comes out with the best strategy. Yeah. And we're going to let you in chat
3 stops.
decide.
Well, decide who
is,
do you know what?
C.
I would go with C. Just assume that there's going to be safety cars, and at the end a big mad dash.
You've all got some channel points
that's
not built up from sitting and watching us.
Bad idea.
And you're going to be able to predict basically who you think is going to win. So I'm going to take on Gasly.
Yeah. Oh, channel points.
And choose a strategy. And
we might use that. Might use that. Yeah.
Well. You've got Tsunoda.
And he's going to watch his choose strategy and just sort of shake his head.
Yeah, he's turned off channel points, so he can't really do that.
So I'm going to actually use one we've already got there. But can we just select Plan B, please, for Gasly?
Yes.
No.
Plan B.
I mean,
we're going to leave it like that. But
it's dull. It's the most boring. I'd have one on B and one on C.
Race that completely changes. So to pull the curtain, I was kind of testing this.
No strategy, just medium all the way through, unless he just
and
do
that
it on the
can
fly.
completely change how you decide to strategize.
Exactly. This could literally happen to us right now.
Absolutely.
As well. That's the thing.
You can see along the top there as well. We're pointing out there's the predicted weather forecast as well. So Baku, obviously, not too much chance of rain.
Yeah.
But obviously, if there is rain projected on that, or the chance of rain, then that's a massive thing for strategy view. So
Yeah, C would be safer for that.
Those, wet tires ready.
Yeah.
B and
so you're
C.
going for plan B, and you're going for...
I'm going to stick with plan
Can
B.
you
but I'm
click
gonna go
Taylor
from there. So, yeah, we'll do that,
Javoo? I
and
have
then
no
we'll
idea what you're on
choose
about,
yours,
buddy.
and We'll get that prediction going so that people can choose what they want.
Yuki, I'm trying to telepathically get into you. We're going to work together here, Yuki. We're going to make this work. So I think C
I'll meet
is
you at
quite
Pizza
bold
Express. Anyone
strategy.
see that in the Drive to
So
Survive?
Soft Hot is a very
Hearing
bold
Milton
strategy.
Keynes out
I
with
maybe
Yuki
wouldn't expect
Tsunoda, and he had
too
no
much when it
idea.
comes to actually watching
YouTube's-
this race in real life if a race panned out as expected.
Maybe
But
later.
I'm going to give it a go because you never know. The soft tire could.
Yeah,
Really
Yuki
switch on.
Tsunoda on the
Right,
town.
we can
He
make
could
up some
barely
places
speak
early on.
English,
We
and
are a little bit further back maybe than we should
he
be
was
on the grid.
definitely
Yeah,
the
okay.
PT took him to Pizza
That gives us a
Express.
bit of extra delta to get through.
Make up for that quality.
Oh, it's fun.
Disparity there.
Or it could go horribly. And
Also,
it
was it Yuki? It might have been Yuki, who learnt his English from hanging around mechanics and stuff, so he just randomly swears, like extreme swearing.
It could be an absolute masterstroke. That's the
Okay,
beauty
so when
of
are
it.
your pit stop windows? All right, okay.
So around sort of, there's a window. It kind
Instead of
picks up around
saying, "Oh,
13,
that's
14,
unfortunate,"
14,
he'd say,
"Beep
beep, 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 beep."
42 or 41.
Okay.
So, but there's a window, as you said, there's a window there. So that's Andy. That's the blue sort of area. Is the
Yeah, so when
window.
you enter that, your engineer will come on the radio and say, look, we're entering the pit window.
Okay,
You know,
so he'll
get
tell
ready
you when
for
the pit
stop,
window
and
is
then
as
the
well.
option
It's
will
all
lap
good.
when
This
it's
is
right
all
now.
good.
Now's
This
the
is
time
all
to
what
do that.
everyone
Yeah.
wanted.
Cool.
All right.
Looks like Frontier are nailing this.
So your two
Well done.
options are Pierre Gasly and Camp Steve, with a medium tyre strategy going on to the hards around lap 20. Or your other option, as you can see on the screen here, is Yuki Tsunoda and Chris's strategy of soft, hard, soft with a two-stop. So one-stop strategy at Baku versus a two-stop.
So it's
Yeah,
not
I'd do
about
that.
Finishing position. It's
No,
about how many
yes.
places gained.
So the way we're going to do this is, yes, places gained. So
Places
because
gained
obviously
is the
we're quite
result.
different places on the track. Who's going to make up the most
So that's
places,
a good idea. Yeah, we could
basically.
definitely
So
get
if
onto
Gasly
some
gets
channel point
3
stuff with
places
that
gained
in
and Yuki
streams.
gets
What do you
2,
reckon?
Then Gasly wins.
What do you reckon?
I'm in the chat in my personal account. I'm gonna bet.
Wow. Okay. There we go. This is there's some scandal here.
What's
now,
happening?
if you win all of these points back.
You might I might have zero confidence.
Predict.
In myself.
Oh, there we go, yeah.
I've gone for you anyway.
Who's gonna make it? Honestly, Gasly, one stopper, or you know what? I'm gonna go with Yuki for funzy.
Performance target,
Position gain.
so you can do it.
There
That's
you go.
why Andy's here.
Exactly,
That's
yeah.
good.
Cool.
All right,
Okay,
that's a good
so,
idea for
yeah, I
the.
think what is your where do you, so you're starting 11th?
So you start a prediction. It's perfect
I'm going to
because
say P5.
I
Fine,
guess
that
that
is
these
bold,
races
that
will
is
last longer than your
confident.
average FM match.
With Yuki, I think it's going to be.
So we can actually do decent predictions.
It's going to be tough.
That's a good thing. I'm gonna write that
Can you
down
imagine?
actually.
I'm going to go. No. Try and be slightly pessimistic. I'd say 13th would be
Okay.
fun. I'd be happy with 13th.
Okay.
It's early on. So
So
in the
I think
season,
I'm
it's a bold
making up
strategy.
6 places,
Yeah.
and you think you're making up 3. All right. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if
I
you
mean,
do
well,
that,
I did
you
that
know,
on
I'll buy
Motorsport
you
Manager
a
where we'd
gentleman's
let somebody in
pound,
the
a
chat
gentleman's
control
pound,
one car.
or buy you a soft drink.
Do you know how chat thinks it's going to go down?
Go for it.
Okay. So chat, mostly we've got 114,000 points so far on Gasly Steve, and we've got 86,000 on Tsunoda Chris.
Not too
Not too bad,
close.
yeah. It's pretty as close to 50-50 as I can imagine we'd get.
Yeah.
So yeah, brilliant. Let's have a look. Who we got?
So Shadow Champions in the chat did just say the two-stopper could be great if there's a late safety car or something like that.
Yeah,
Kind of
yeah.
having the hard tyre for that long.
Yeah, I
in the
get
middle
it.
of the race
This is all
creates
great.
potential there
I'm a
for
big fan.
to capitalise on something.
I get it.
We
I
shall
get
see.
it.
Yeah,
Shall
I
we
let's find
totally
out.
get it.
Let's find out.
Let's start. Let's get into.
I ain't gonna
the
buy
race
some
without
stonks.
strategy. We've been through practice and quali. We are ready. And as Crofty says, it's a bit of a cloudy day, but the atmosphere.
Oh, there'll be DLCs for different safety cars.
Okay.
There's a
so
DLC for
yeah,
Mini Cooper SL.
P5 is a ambitious target, but we'll do our best.
Yeah, you know, we'll give it a go.
Yeah. Right. It's all come down
All right.
to this.
I'm nervous now.
Hey, look at the guy that
I'm slightly nervous.
they've animated the guy spinning the
Yeah,
green
we're live
flag.
on, but
I like it. Look at this.
For the
Right.
team.
Look at it.
Okay.
It's great.
Let's not miss it.
It looks
So
amazing.
runaway, lights out.
Imagine-
But
oh.
look at Lando. Is that Lando coming through? Oh my
Nope.
word,
No, that's not. That's not right.
So, start. So
No
you stay
crashing
with
at the
16,
first corner in
lost
Baku,
side,
yeah?
so I could go,
That's okay. It's fine.
So Gazzy's up in P12. Let's go immediately. Let's go on board with you.
What you can do on board? Oh my God, SI must be going. Oh, great, we're gonna have to put some more investment. Look at this. This is incredible. It's just the in-game.
Things that our community have been blown away so far since we've been showing off this game. It's just how the visual looks.
Yeah,
game. I think everybody
I get it. The visuals for a management game are absolutely absurd.
In a moment, but we've also got this like the term that we use, broadcast quality presentation. It's
yeah,
really
broadcast quality. That was one of the pillars that they were going to aim for, broadcast quality, and they flipping nailed that.
I mean, I love this angle as well. It's so kind of so realistic, so immersive. And yeah, it's something we were really keen on right from the start.
Oh my God, it's great.
I think a big part
that's great. If that's not worth 60 quid, I don't know what is.
It's about the payoff. It's about the spectacle. You know, the payoff for the kind of strategy and the work that you've put in. And you know, there's no greater spectacle than.
I just hope we can get my hands on it a couple of days before it goes live, so we can get polished a bit.
Give me some more pace there on Gasly.
Oh yeah, I'm in control. Sorry,
yeah.
So what do you want? A bit more ERS?
Give me a little bit more ERS.
Let's go deploy.
Give me some.
So I guess Andy, for anybody.
Okay,
so, yeah,
there's a real actual audio of Pierre Gasly going okay. That's brilliant.
We'll do the F1 broadcasting with Team Reddit's coming, we're just sharp.
Yeah. Just 2 secs, 10?
Yes. So Andy, talks real world Team Radio, that's been something that a lot of our community have been super excited about. Just talk to us about that.
Yeah, again, it's about building that sense of, you know, you're actually...
Oh, so good. I could watch this all day.
You're listening in on the team radio, you're kind of keeping your ear to the ground on race engineers and feedback from your driver and making the calls and relaying to them to the driver.
I hope you can get punished for distributing too many orders by your driver. Your driver getting annoyed if you try and micromanage too much.
Well, lap 1 underway. We will speed things up, so we'll be here all day. But for now, as things are very close, let's try and...
All right, what's the speeds?
See if Yuki can make a move. And no DRS, of course, at the start of the race, but we've got the softer tyre. We've put Overtake.
I mean,
make a move.
yeah.
No, just not quite. I'm going to roll back the ERS just to because it's
spinny.
Quite a tight section. You know, as some of
actual audios of the engineers too.
It's quite a tight street circuit.
That's
it's
brilliant.
The start of the lap, the overtaking opportunities. Yeah, absolutely. So maybe if we harvest some.
Dapechi right at the start they confirmed basically regions. They're doing Football Manager like 1 out 1 in. Oh, was it a crash?
Safety car. Oh, we've all slowed down. We've all slowed down to stop.
Oh, Hamilton went out.
Maybe something happened to Vettel, maybe not. We have a VSC. Virtual safety car, virtual safety car.
All right.
Ignore the pits.
Demo, folks.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Maybe let's go top down just to have a quick look here.
What happened?
Actually to 1 times. Yeah, so that's, I guess, you know, a key way of observing the race.
Oh, they spun off, and instead of, because it was an event, the cars have not been animated to go around an event or anything like that. It just stopped for a second.
You've got all the controls available. You've got your
all right, I get it.
You've got data view and strategy view either side of this as well. So, you know, if you've got a brain like a computer times 16, you can still take
it's basically they're doing Nugents, mate. Nugents, regions, whatever Miles pays me to say.
Slow it down and check out what's going on the track.
The amount of crossover between Formula 1 and Football Manager is huge, but the amount of crossovers between this Formula 1 Manager and F1 Manager game is ginormous.
So in comes Hamilton for a pit stop.
So something happened to Hamilton. They're not showing pit stops.
Gone up from P12 to P11.
They literally clicked away, so we didn't see whatever.
That will probably change very soon as the track gets cleared up and ready to go. But there's a great example there. You know, we set our strategies, but anything can happen.
So Gasly is still 11th.
A change in the order and a pit stop issue as well. It's not going well.
It's not his day.
That's not good at all. Okay, so
pit stop for who?
Speed things up a little bit as we wait for the
let's times 2. Look at that.
Go through a little more. Whilst we are doing that, favorite camera angle?
Yes.
I want to know who's got what.
Well, I always used to play on the onboard cameras. Like, I call it the Halo camera, you know, the one you see.
It's so well presented.
Position to see the race from, but
UI. The people who've done the UI on this have not been revolutionary, but my word, they've polished. They've polished the life out of this game, and it's not even out yet.
Red one in chat literally said harvest DRS before, just like seconds before.
Yeah.
That was perfect timing.
Safety car, harvest your DRS, and lower. You can't touch fuel, can you? I don't know. Oh yeah, you can. A little foot on the pedal showing how hard to push. There's only 3.
So
okay, push.
Conditions resuming, back underway. So Hamilton's back out.
Further
back. He's made a stop. Let's get back to the action.
Yeah,
so
clear the
Gasly,
depth. We didn't even see what happened. There wasn't much car damage, if any.
Tsunoda's up 1 place.
Because he went off, but it didn't show any damage to his car or marshals or anything. But, you know, early doors.
Yeah, so is there anything else we want to kind of go through as we sort of run
It's just not early doors.
Yeah, so...
let's have a look at the data on the options here.
Here? Do you want to go here?
Yeah, let's have a look at what we're doing with sectors. We can kind of get an idea where
it's just like I'm watching the flipping. It's like I'm watching the F1 app. It's just the same.
Earlier, how this will come in handy to be able to see if somebody changes from, let's say, your intermediate tire, and somebody gambles onto a slick.
I don't like that you can see other people's tire wear accurately as a percentage. That should be a guess.
Get through it. Worth pointing out that we are on 2x speed here.
We're not actually going super
we
fast.
haven't gone to warp
No, this is his
speed.
normal F1 race speed. Don't worry about it.
I mean, I tend to use it for
Brum, brum.
looking
And here's
at,
the long straight.
relative last laps, so you can kind of get a sense of the race pace.
Yeah.
Or my own lap history, and I can kind of go, okay, if I'm on a long run with hards, I can kind of start to see the drop off in lap times and go, is it time to pit early or later? So yeah, this lap history filling out with lap times is really useful.
Yeah.
But you know, you just had a.
You see, there's so many different things that you can just go through. Your lap histories, can be super helpful. So.
And now we cut to the wall.
That slow laps, but you'll see here over the next few laps if you were to keep going back to this. Okay, how am I doing? What's the drop off in terms of performance? Another way you can look at that, I think, is just by if I go back into the race view. Here, so you can see here, so that's
it's just current location.
And the white line, Andy, is basically lap time compared to tyre performance.
Lap time compared to tyre performance is visually displayed well. Oh my word!
Yeah, if that's dropping below the kind
that's
of
great.
Then you might want to sort of think about.
Let's push that time on Gasly, please.
Anyone else getting the little fizz?
Tsunoda's got quite a bit of.
Oh, there we go. We got different commands.
Right, because he's pitting.
It's true.
Yeah.
Aggressive.
Because of the VSC, they've had time to conserve the tyres, so let's
Well, beep.
Yeah,
drive nice
right.
and slowly, Chris. Don't worry about it. You take it slow, mate.
Yeah, Steve wouldn't have told me to do that. Yeah.
Well,
cool.
beep.
Yeah. So there's opportunities here. DRS will open soon to.
I wonder if the Max Verstappen will be.
Oh my God! Get it back! But we have to find a way through for our drivers. One more for you, and of course we'll be into the top 10. I'd love to just do this lap by lap. When I was doing playthroughs previously, I just wanted to do lap by lap, just follow the whole thing. But
we're going to have to speed it up.
We're gonna have to speed it up for the stream because you can't stream at full 100% race speed distance. There's some hardcore fans if they do. You're gonna have to be pretty good at filling dead air as a streamer. Oh, that looks so good!
This is one of the things that you kind of miss sometimes when you're fast forwarding is whether you're creeping into a DRS zone from the guy ahead of you, or if someone's creeping into your DRS zone. And
whoop, Yuki.
Yeah, it's one of the things that's quite easy to miss, but it's super important, right? Because the amount of time you can gain on those DRS zones is a major factor.
This is
overtake. Give him overtake. Go, go.
Yeah. Let's get through this one.
Copy. Takes a minute.
Oh, he's fallen a little bit back here, but there you go.
Oh, here we go. It's DRS. Go, go, go. Overtake on.
Come on, can you make it?
No, not enough. He's defending.
Try to make it. Can he brake late? Not quite. Okay.
You can't brake late there.
I'm going to harvest a bit more now.
Yep, and then harvest, and then wait for the DRS zone, and then pop. But then if you have to micromanage that the whole time to do well, I'll be annoyed.
When key moments happen in the race, not around maybe concerning your drivers or big incidents, replay comes up, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So even if you are fast forwarding, you'll
look at these yay!
Notified of anything major happening either via replays or kind of your engineers will get on the tell you if your fuel's kind of running down, if your tyres are getting too low. So there's a nice balance between giving you the opportunity to kind of fast forward through the race, but also keeping you informed of key moments.
Yeah. Okay, Steve. So you move up a spot. Anything you want here?
I'm up a spot. I want to burn some fuel, please. Let's get.
Okay, we'll push a bit. Let's lift and coast.
Push a little bit harder. Yeah. So we're going to be
top 10.
Less worried about lifting and coasting. Less worried about conserving fuel. Just to try and close that gap to Ocon.
Yeah. So. Yeah, we'll check back on that in a second. Let's focus a bit on Yuki. So basically, we need to pull a gap now here.
It looks incredible, even with the motion blur and the low detail environments. It's still detailed enough to get me there.
I'm just going to speed things up a little bit.
Yeah, why don't we speed up towards a little bit closer to... I think your pit window is probably closer than mine, isn't it?
Yeah.
So if you...
did you just space bar and press pause? You did.
Ignore it.
Run it down to the rim. Okay, so... so if we look here, I believe... so your pit window, as you can see here...
The pit window is in 12 laps.
So if we move more towards... around 11, 12, that's when the pit window
just said that.
For Yuki, whereas for Gasly, the window is...
Whoa.
around lap 20, so 18 is about 22, 23.
Pierre Gasly with Ocon and Lando Norris. Oh, he's got the inside line. Oh, Lando.
Meanwhile,
there's 3 abreast. What the? Meanwhile, take me away from it. Why not?
Around the outside.
Hooray, Yuki got him.
Making a move on that corner. One on the inside, one on the outside. That's fantastic.
That's definitely a big.
But anyway, back to this.
I wouldn't if I were you, Pierre, around there. That's a dangerous maneuver. So
here we go. Dive in now. Dive in the tight corner thing.
Yeah, that's
no. The Leclerc corner.
So I'm going to try and make a gap here. So I'll click on defend.
Oh,
so you want to talk maybe a little bit about
so good. This is so good. Oh my god. I can't wait. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. This is. I've been waiting. Is it like 8 or 9 years since Motorsport Manager came out for anything close
but it's really about what you
to an improvement on that? And they've just knocked this out of the water. Mixing euphemisms there, but still.
And then ultimately you build your battery back up.
Euphemisms, metaphors. Oh my god. Am I drunk? Oh, I've not eaten breakfast.
If you're going for the undercut, like
that's what sort of with me. Motorsport Mobile was a PC game first.
If you're kind of pushing towards the end, you
by a significant margin.
Or if you've just done there, you might have gained position, want to defend it.
Right.
And defend basically means you use it on the straights, so the opportunities where.
I have it on the Switch. It's actually still pretty good.
More likely to overtake.
That looks great.
It's going to be a battle.
I just hope you don't end up seeing exactly this. I suppose it's more likely to happen in the game of football, but you're more likely to see the same events replay each other because there's only so many ways you can overtake on a corner.
He has got the speed here, but he's going to be caught up behind. Is it Norris? But he's got the move done.
He's over Ocon.
Definitely opportunity here.
He now has Lando.
Up 2 places, Steve.
Fantastic. It's happening. I told you.
+2.
I did say 5th though, which, you know,
long way to go.
There's a long way to go to 5th. There's a long way to go in this race.
Yeah.
Speaking of, let's speed it up a little bit.
I don't want to go too fast because I want to see how you can get on here against.
I know, this is good. This is good.
This is a good. Yeah, you've almost surprisingly. Yeah.
Maybe bring those down.
It's almost a little too good. Almost a little too good of a display for it to be natural, but maybe it is. I want to believe it is.
I don't want to look at that.
Steve, my tyres are gone. Don't worry about it. Keep going.
Right, what am I looking at as megajoules? So.
Sometimes just have a look at this because it could be another opportunity. Yeah.
Come on. Overtake.
Pierre.
Come on. I saw him across the room as waiting for the action to unfold.
He threw him one way. Will he flip back? He won't. He's got him. He has to have got him.
Clear. Absolutely clear.
Yeah. There you go.
Scenes.
They tried. He reacted so fast when he tried to block him. He could only make one blocking move, and he did it immediately. That was really impressive. That's coded.
And Yuki's doing okay. He's gapped Mick Schumacher.
If that is coded. If you're not drunk, why not? I don't drink much these days. I did get drunk at weekend though.
Yeah, we're 9 laps in and
got some points.
Points currently on the board. Both drivers have moved up the field.
Yeah.
And he's not looking at us with disdain.
Yeah, we're doing all right. We're doing okay.
That's all
right, where's Sonoda? Sonoda's 3 seconds behind Shaw.
Here, Steve, before I start speeding things up?
No, we're okay. Yeah, carry on. Speed things up.
Okay, I'm going to go 4 times and we're straight.
What's the maximum you can go?
On top of Gaz, as you can see here, he's not quite a train.
I think I'm going to have to play as Haas just because it's getting Mick Schumacher in the points. Needs to be.
That's my bad.
This is it. You got to keep.
Yeah,
needs to be the target.
I was deploying too much ERS, and he's going to be possibly under threat now. But Norris is back through.
Norris is
he going to try back again? He's gone for the switchback. Oh, we've got to watch this.
I want to see it. I want to see it. Oh yeah, there we go. So there we go. So
he's got switchback.
Of Gasly re-overtaking Norris here.
Lovely.
Just in time.
Oh, it's not going to show the first bit.
Going on.
This is going to be it, isn't it? Yeah.
Let's drop to the rear view, which is this.
Some wonderful racing here.
Right, I think this battle's going to go on for a little while. We're going to have to speed things up because we will be here
we are literally going to be here all night.
Andy will be really mad at us because he's got work to do.
Let's go to a little bit of a sped up view then.
So where's Sonoda? So Sonoda's here. He has got Mick Schumacher coming back towards him. We are on harvest.
Oh, it's got Ricciardo in front of him now.
So
quite conservative on his tyres.
Yeah,
I don't know quite what I'm looking at with some of these graphics. So that's the charge ERS. I'm not sure how the ERS works. So there's battery and then there's harvesting.
Yes, there we go. Nice, thank you very much.
And it mentioned to Vettel?
Okay, so
oh no, it didn't.
Yeah, so P14 for Yuki. We're moving in towards the pit window.
All right, here's pit window. Show me a pit stop, please, Yuki.
whereas Gasly's embroiled in this battle with Norris, Ocon et al. So good start so far. We're about only almost a fifth of the way to the race. So much happened.
I know.
This is a long race.
I think one of the things to maybe talk about here is that, you know, the player has the choice here. If they want to, they can just watch the race in real time, watch all these things unfold, or they can speed up the action if they want to.
It's really
How fast? You've only shown +4. Can it go further?
Okay, so we're getting close, I think, to Yuki's pit window, but he's doing okay. You can see here with his times, it's not too bad. Now that he's got some clear.
Don't pit him start on the softs.
Stop trying to foil me. Okay, so
75% chance of a safety car historically. So
job again. Norris has got him back. So and now he's going to get back again.
the perfect time for a pit stop would be if there was a safety car now, Yuki.
Oh, you're quite close to your pit window.
Yeah, that's
are you going to make?
Yeah, it's a little. I think on my. Yeah.
So right into the pit window.
I'm not sure exactly what resolution they're running, but it's probably
pushing for one more lap.
1920.
Some clear air to run in. Hopefully,
so I wonder if we can scale the UI to our own preferences.
Guan Yu Zhou has made the move on Daniel Ricciardo. So Gasly's back in front, but Norris is primed here with DRS to potentially make another move.
All right, optimal lap for pitting. Ignore.
So that's our race engineer telling us that this is the optimal lap to make a pit stop for.
All right.
So I guess, Andy, just talk us through this. This is now sort of the pit options.
Pitting.
For one of your drivers.
Yeah, absolutely. So this shows you the tyres you have available, or you can also see some of the tyres you've returned over the course
What's
of
the start? Mandatory compounds.
Those greyed out ones will show you. And then, as you can see here, it shows you the tyre that you've got coming up next for your chosen strategy. So it kind of directs you towards that, and then you can see how long that's going to last.
That's good.
And where you'll
It's so good.
So
I feel like I have all the knowledge now.
The plan is that
it's giving me the stuff, and it's recommending me what to do. I just hope that just doing what's recommended isn't always the best.
Now that we know he's coming in, we can go right full push.
Oh.
Because we will no longer need those tyres in about a minute's time. We will no longer need those tyres.
Oh no, Ricciardo, done him. Oh, it's Norris, sorry.
The tyre wear.
Oh, it's close. He's got inside track position. Switch back. Go late. No. Oh, there's a chicane on that one. Ah. Oh my God.
We're going to be very close.
I'm so suspicious. This is too good.
We're over the halfway mark though, so that's the important.
It's too good a demonstration. Oh, there was some carbon fiber on the floor.
Yeah, let's keep going until
there was something on the floor there. Wait, stick with Yuki so I can see it. Oh, I got past the corner. It was. Oh, here we go. +8 times 8. There you go. Lots of things happening.
People starting to realise how long an F1 race actually takes. This is a real-time simulation of an F1 race, so we would be here.
But it feels, because there's so much to control and so much to overview.
All right, here we go. Pit stop.
It feels like every race feels like.
Boom, limiter. You were too slow.
First time I ever played the game, that was my first
I didn't see you slow down when you hit the pit lane limiter.
During the game, and I was like, oh, it's lap 4.
Oh, they've only got your team in the pits. I guess maybe.
That was too bad.
Yeah.
How fast was that? Did it tell me?
Behind the Aston Martins here, we shall see as we maybe
time in pit.
Yeah, very quick pit.
Lovely. That was important actually to get out.
Didn't tell you unless I missed it. It didn't see how fast the pit stop was.
Because that's a long stint.
Yeah, just don't push too much. Stay there and hope for.
Let's move back to Gasly.
Yes.
Hope for some safety car action.
Send those tyres now. We're just going to go for it. We're just going to go for it.
Your wish is my command.
Let's do it.
Full attack.
Full attack.
Let's keep the pressure on Sainz. No, that's wrong. We know that's wrong.
Only a few laps away.
Sainz was at McLaren. I wonder if you started to grab these or ident these voice files a while ago.
Roiled in this battle with Lando Norris. So, cool. I'm happy to let Yuki kind of do his thing for a bit. Just run those.
Yeah, because Tsunoda's 18th, and he's behind Hamilton, and Hamilton's pulling away.
Try and move that here. I'm going to speed it back up actually.
There we go.
Could he go outside?
Oh, look at that.
Could he go inside?
Some Days of Thunder stuff. Whoa. You gonna do it? No, not this time. This is great.
Turn 2, it's turn 3.
These adverts take the piss. 8 in a row. Oh no. 8? 8 30-second ads in a row.
Oh, yes. Job done.
That's 3 minutes.
It's about getting away from that
DRS
zone.
That's
the thing.
Wait, is it? No, it's not.
That's
6. That can't be right.
No, keep sending it.
Well, how long were these adverts? That's the question.
We're going to keep that gap by sending it.
Okay. I like the confidence. I want to see it happen. P8 is a very good result, I'd say, from starting from P11. There's already some good moves being done.
I am so into this. Oh my God. I am so into this.
Yuki
What do you think would be a decent
different strategy to everybody else?
Do you know what? This might be the perfect let's
pitted,
play.
Yeah, good spot, Andy. Yes, so Norris is pitted, so that actually
There's my gap.
Yeah, there is your
Do
gap.
brief summary of what happens in between the races, and
so
then
this is an opportunity now for Gasly to really put down some time.
parts with race highlights slightly trimmed.
Yeah, this is all down to you now, Steve. So you
This
see
might be
your
actually the reason why I start another YouTube channel.
Yeah. I'm gonna drive those.
This might be it.
Ground,
all right,
by the way.
all right.
So we're just gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going.
Yeah. You're actually not too far away now from Valtteri Bottas, as you can see here, P5. That's actually, if I'm going to slow this down just briefly, so we look at these options. This is something we enjoy.
Oh yeah, leader.
So
Sure, what's that
different
tab?
options in here.
I love this.
So we're currently looking at the gap to leader, but Andy, maybe you can walk us through
this
some
is
of the
kind of
other
like almost
options.
the standings table can be.
Oh, dearie me.
As well, so this is kind of like a mini data view, if you like.
Yeah.
So you can keep on.
I don't like the percentages on other people's cars because that's not accurate. You're not going to have that up-to-date information. You can probably have a rough guess.
So that's really key to see. Like if you're more
But
likely to
that's
overtake
very
on
video
mediums.
gamey.
So if Bottas was close to you, you kind of got a good chance of getting an overtake done.
Yeah.
If the drivers are pitted yet or not, of course, that's a key bit of info. And you get the sector times on there as well, I think, which is obviously key in
Yeah, so we're
qualifying
looking
as
at
well.
this one a lot. This is, I think, the example that you gave.
Cars are
Steve,
getting slower.
Before is about, say, if it's a mixed weather race, and you're looking at, say, another driver has just come in off from a wet track onto dry tyres, and you're trying to figure out, is that the right tyre to be on?
Yeah.
And you can maybe look at the sector
absolutely,
times of that driver and go, yes, they've just set a purple sector.
Yeah.
And a purple, if you're not sure, is the fastest sector of a race or of a session, then that means it might well be the right tyre to go on. So, there's a plethora of data you can use here to...
We've used that word so much.
Yes.
Plethora.
Data.
And it's the right term. I think, absolutely.
I just-
Let's have a look at my
I
pit
hope
window,
at some point.
yes. Okay.
I mean,
let's get him in.
I can't.
We're
doing an annual release like this, I can't
Just so
see
we can give you every opportunity here to
them
stop.
putting
So,
too much
still
onus
hard time. This
on
will go to the end of the
create
race.
a
We're gonna
team.
We're going to go hard. We're going to go hard, and we're going to go hard.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
We're gonna go hard,
yeah,
and we're gonna
concentrate
go
on that fuel,
hard.
please.
Got it?
Um,
Pit this lap.
Watch the pit
full
at the
on
end,
tyres,
please. I'd like to
full
see the
on
pit
fuel
from
use, no
above,
coast,
not first
and we're
person.
about to come in. So this is towards the end of the lap actually. So we're coming nice
we've got
and
fuel
sharp.
to burn here with Pierre. So
Yeah, that's true. Cool, right, and just keeping an eye on Tsunoda. He's doing okay. He's on a different strategy really to those around him on P15.
Oh, that's good. It's
I could
good.
probably get him-
I'm
you can
so
see
in.
He's actually doing quite well in terms of lap times compared to tyre usage. So I might just get him to.
I'd like to do a when I'm learning. I'd like to do one where I make all the errors. Show me a different camera angle. I want to see the tires coming on and off.
Pit stop sped
Are
up.
you
Even-
hiding
even
something
in
from
real life
us?
it's a bit odd. So we'll keep it to
Come
1
on.
Let's hope
Change
it's another
it.
fast stop by the AlphaTauri boys.
Yeah, in pit. Where is the pit? Oh, there it is. Bottom left. I missed it. Total pit.
That was good.
that's not bad. I'll
Decent.
take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it. Overall time was around the 4.4 there, I think.
Yeah,
So
but
moving
stationary
forward,
time,
Come out in front of
pit
Norris.
time.
That's a great question.
he does come out in front of Norris.
Very nice.
You are a far better commentator
I am.
than us,
I
Andy.
am
You've spotted that really well.
Stunned.
The overcut worked. You got about 3
There's
seconds
Lando
on him.
in the
There he is.
background. Job done.
Nice.
Lando's pissed. All right, well done. All right, now we can fast forward. Unless there's a safety car, I don't care. Go, go, go.
P9, but there's other stops to be made. So again, if we use this screen, probably be able to see that Magnussen is yet to stop. So you would imagine that once he stops,
K-Mag,
we'll move back up to P8,
0
and
stops.
then potentially look at
Latifi,
catching
0
Russell,
stops.
Bottas.
Unless you count
We shall see. Okay,
the crashes.
So again,
Let's
Please
turn the push down on my tyres a little bit as well.
Good
Ross.
shout.
Just to
Aggressive.
standard for now.
Standard.
We'll leave the fuel because we've got plenty of fuel to burn.
Yeah, you should push out
Minus
hard
still
as
we
quick.
like it.
Yeah, after a pit
push that
stop
little bit too.
on harder
So,
tyres.
All looking good, P9, but probably a net P8.
Yeah,
I would say
I'd say
probably
so
for
far.
Gasly so far. As
A
we're
net
coming
P8, I
towards
like
the
that.
halfway point.
That's good. This is so good. Anyone else think this is good, or am I just losing my mind?
I have to start speeding things up, or else we're going to be here all day. Right, okay. Tsunoda P15, that's looking pretty good. I guess let's talk, maybe talk a little bit here with you, Andy, about...
Oh, so
you
it
know,
doesn't
how
force
fast
you
we
into
develop
watching the
the
replays. You have to
season.
click on
We're
it.
seeing
That's good.
Oh, fuel's getting low. Do you want me to change fuel, Steve? Oh, no.
No.
There you go. Love it. So obviously, you know, we're a few races into the season. We're seeing that AlphaTauri in this save, their performance is okay. We're battling for points, but obviously as the season goes on, if you do the right things, if you develop your facilities, you develop your car, there's potential. Go for it. There's potential to move. There's potential to move your team further up the grid as the season goes on, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So as we've seen this year, a lot can change over the car builds, even over the course of like half a season. And I think certain teams. I mean, I've been playing with Alfa Romeo recently, and they've actually got a really strong car in 2022, really good driver lineup. So my kind of thing there is I want to overperform while my car is particularly good, so that I can get a good finish and improve my budget for the next year. Because like you say, it's about that long-term build. Like they need those extra funds next year to make sure they can compete next year.
Right.
A bit like Haas. Haas kind of put a lot of money into research last year, and they're paying dividends kind of this year. So yeah, absolutely. And again, it kind of speaks to the why we've kind of gone for the broadcast perspective on the race as well. Like it's one thing to kind of design.
I know you can't do anything in the first season. I wonder if you could holiday the first season and then just drop into a team.
On the main straight, you want to see yourself.
And then you can start doing,
you couldn't get past in the last
different engines and different drivers and stuff.
Yeah, that's
bringing Fernando back to Ferrari.
You've crystallised it way better than I ever could. Absolutely.
I'd take that.
So I guess something I was looking at here. So using these lap times, you did a good job of putting us to the data view, because you can see here. Look at the lap times here compared to Gasly and Norris. Now that you've got through on the pit strategy, you're half a second quicker a lap, but you're also looking pretty good compared to the.
Everyone's on the hard.
And Russell.
We're not too far off.
So there's a good opportunity here potentially for Gasly to move.
Everyone's doing it. Why didn't you should have started on the hard?
Whereas it's a little bit more difficult.
And a little bit later on, drop into the double soft or just single. That would have been fun. That would have been the optimal knowing that we know now, kind of.
Everybody wanted to be on that hard tyre in the middle of the race.
Can you just bring my fuel down a little bit as well, so we don't.
Yeah, so you're managing fuel, ERS, and pace exactly the same as Motorsport Manager. But there's also sub menus there as well. Just so much more detail.
And let's take a look.
Sonoda's just lost his place to Joe again.
They're going back and forth. That's quite a ding-dong battle between the two of them. I want to keep an eye on your guy, Gasly, just for a minute here, because here we go. So you've caught up. Caught up to the back of Fernando
Alonso, and Russell.
As they're battling to catch up. So potentially some scope here to move a couple more places.
Yeah, let's burn.
You can hit a turbo wine. Is there a turbo? Do these cars have turbos now?
That's going to be your go-to.
Oh yeah.
Back through, Alonso goes on Russell.
Just whilst we're in the close, tight area.
Vroom, 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 vroom,
vroom. Just give them a bit of a reminder that we're behind them.
I'm going to deploy.
80% left on
the right, it's there.
You're going to do him.
Tangling in front of you, and it's just allowed you to really close up, and it's a great opportunity here. I'm just going
to... Fernando's gone.
I want sixth there.
All right, I'm going to speed things up.
Wow, he really flew off. See, this debris on the track they've not picked up there.
Yeah, okay, we've got
that was where Lewis had his little thing. Right at the start.
Right, so moving around to the back of the circuit.
Surprised he not picked it up.
Tina's a bit, so you're moving a bit further.
Don't worry.
Hamlin. Fuel is low. So yeah. So it's telling you.
You're now very close to the back. I'm going to slow things down.
Yeah.
There could be an overtaking opportunity here on George.
Here you go. Get him.
Let me save that.
Battery.
As well,
where's the DRS open? Is it now?
Okay. Let's see. Oh, hello. Here's an opportunity.
Charge on for now.
Charge on. Yeah. Absolutely.
Charge on for now.
Yeah. Can he make it work? We've seen it's quite
surely you can get over him.
On this race into turn 1, it might be turn 3 where you
battery empty. There you go. There's your move. You have one move, George.
Oh, come on.
That's it. Oh my God, the Mercedes has those side pods as well. That's just a tiny detail, but it's great.
Absolutely chopped. And now it's all about holding on to position.
That's so good. That's so good.
Fernando, because that means you can grab his ERS.
Burn the ERS.
All right, let's go. Maybe defend, I guess, or what do you think? Or pure overtake.
Let's go deploy.
Deploy.
So in the middle.
Where is he? Where is he? Oh, I should switch to the behind view. We've kept him behind. Good job. Good job. Now we're right on Alonso. So we're in there.
You're on Formula One's Dick Dastardly.
P5.
Bottas is a long way up the road, but if you can make it happen...
Begging for a safety car.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Close everybody up. You'd have, based on what we were looking at in terms of the timings, you'd be pretty close to the likes of Bottas.
It's not been bad, yeah.
It's so good. Go, 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 go. Oh.
And I guess we're seeing a little bit here.
Do you know what's missing? The only thing I think that's missing from this UI?
Some of the
corner names.
What we saw about the performance bonus that you get through practice.
That's a personal preference. I get.
We saw that I think it was 11
I think you can learn tracks easier if you know the corners.
Pierre and Yuki a bit more performance potential.
The names of the corners rather than even just turn 1, turn 2, turn 10.
Engineers will impact upon if you just simulate those sessions, they'll give you a slightly better boost if they've got good race engineers with good affinity with your drivers.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
All right. So you can holiday it.
I think there could be another opportunity. So earlier on, you did two overtakes in 2 laps. Overtake, go! You are really pushing everything here.
Oh, you're gonna grab him. You're gonna get him.
You've done the outside before.
Always be sending.
I'm gonna go.
Always there, Fernando.
Yes.
Right, now you got to hold on.
Defend it.
Defend. Perfect place to do it as well. Oh, he might have you on the outside. Oh, wow.
Sorry,
you went straight onto your rails there, didn't you?
Like, okay, well, and it's just quite entertaining watching Pierre at the grid. Yeah, look after the battery.
Yeah, we'll look after it.
Okay, let's bring back
harvest that again.
Harvest neutral. Yeah, he's in a bit of a back and forth with Joe Granier, but he's gone along this long strategy. I guess. Well, actually, let's have a look at the pit window.
Yeah, tricky though.
Okay, we'll get him to push a little bit and see what he can do. I think the 2-stop hasn't quite worked yet, but I think if something happens in the race, like maybe a safety car or something, it could fall into our hands. So,
well,
I'm loving this.
So let's speed up to get.
I don't know how long the stream's gonna go, but
yeah, so we're about 10 or so laps away by the looks of it, so we'll keep rattling through.
Where are we? Lap 31 of 51.
Screen kind of more granular.
Yeah.
Look at this tyre deg. Obviously you've got the
That's
previews
so
on main
good.
view, but you can click on it, and you can click on these.
The presentation of the data.
That's what I was referring to earlier. So that's pretty cool. And you've got a few tabs there to show how your car
Incredible.
powertrain wearing down. Not too much on this at the moment. They're all looking good.
They've done such a good job. I can understand this.
Yeah.
And if I can understand it, I reckon most people can.
The temperature before the race got underway, so as the days going on, the sun's beginning to set. We're seeing the track temperature change. Which is
track temperature's going down, tire wear will go down, or less grip. More. When the track temperature goes down, less grip goes down, but tire life expands.
It's this
Extends.
one, and then no, it's this one. So you want to bring the tyres down?
Bring it down.
Is that right?
He's like, yes.
Any engineers tell me?
Calm down, Gasly. Who told you to drive like that?
So, but P6, looking great. Look, you've done a heck of a job so far. We've got 17, 18 laps to go.
Gasly is in 6th, and
checking on Yuki, how's he doing?
the only thing you're missing now is a pit stop and a fortunate pit. Sorry, a safety car and a fortunate pit, and you could probably push for the top 3.
And then it means we've got 8 to 10 laps at the end of the race on the soft tyre to just go for it on the fast tyre. So that's my hope, that it all comes together at the end of the race. Whether that happens, we'll have to wait and see. But oh, it's a safety car.
Yes! Almost like this has been planned. I am deeply suspicious.
As if we could summon one by magic. We can't, but one has actually.
Okay, I believe you now that you acknowledged it.
Speed. There we go.
Right, so the cars are just catching the safety cars. So let's
75% chance of a safety car. You can pretty much bet that happening. So Suzuki.
A huge benefit here. Maybe there
stick him on the medium.
Yeah,
stick him on the mediums, right?
I might take.
How long you got?
I don't think I pit here. I think my strategy is to stay out and.
All right, yeah. So Gasly stays out. Might as well.
I'm gonna do it.
But Yuki comes in and finishes the race on mediums with very low grip.
Position during the safety car, because everyone's moving so slowly. So
sorry, let me bring that back up just so you can show. Oh, let me cancel. So
yeah, so on the estimated exit position, and in the competitors tab, you can kind of see who's in front and behind you, and yeah, it just gives you a sense of where you're going to drop.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That was always something that was missing from Motorsport Manager.
These things happen, and they immediately kind of what are the timings? What is the expected safety car loss? They have to make split-second decisions based on that. I've had the benefit of both of you telling me, "Shut up, put him on the medium tyres." And we're going to do it. So,
stick him on the medium. He'll run out at the end, but you know.
Let's see what chat says.
Okay.
Chat, are we staying out with Gasly, or we
stay out with Gasly? He will
for a spicy pit stop and a random change of strategy that I haven't yet worked out if we do. Gasly pit, double stack, box.
Double stack
it. The issue here with Yuki is that he's in the first part of the lap. Well, he's actually about midway through the lap.
Come in.
If he was right near the pit lane, it would have been
box, pit, save tyres and fuel. Save fuel on both. Actually,
thank you, chat.
Yeah. Don't ask chat. Don't believe me. Don't ask chat for anything ever.
So I'm gonna stay out.
Right, yeah, I mean, ever the contrarian.
Ever the contrarian.
Yeah, conserve everything. I wish there was a button for that.
It's more exciting if I stay out, isn't it? Let's be honest. It's more entertaining if I stay out.
I've just looked at the time, and we've run over so much because we've been so invested in this race. And I blame the safety car. I blame Steve's excellent performance.
Everyone.
Once we get through the safety car,
yeah, I didn't know how long they were going to do this for, but they've gone on longer than they anticipated. All right, ignore. Okay, keep your battery. If you're staying out, you're staying out. No one else seems to be going in. What's Gasly doing? I mean, sorry, what's Bottas, Sainz, Perez, Leclerc, and I said Jock Verstappen.
Yeah, so
Josh Verstappen
is here. He's still catching up. Hopefully, he can catch up too. So if we bring it up, actually, to Verstappen, you'll catch the safety car eventually. So there's Gasly back there.
Here's me.
Just double check. Decent stop again for Yuki. Let's go wide.
I've not seen anyone else in the pit lane yet.
Either haven't or aren't pitting.
Yeah.
The AI is not smart enough yet.
No.
So really, all I've got is places to lose.
Exactly what you want.
So where are we with our prediction right now then? So I was 11th and I'm now 6th. So five places gained for me, and you are...
I'm exactly where I was because I've just made the extra stop. So hopefully it's going to be a rapid end to the race for Yuki just to rattle through and see if he can make up some positions, but it will be tricky.
All right.
Right, let's go back.
You're the only ones dropping. That's suspicious. It's like it's not. The AI is not quite tuned to take risks or...
Oh yeah, it's true. In this lap, so there hasn't been much of a chance for everybody to close up, unfortunately. Right, let's...
So we just said, does pace and fuel matter during the safety car? Yes, because you're effectively trying to slow your drivers down.
Oh, you've been lapping people already. Vettel and Latifi have been lapped.
The fuel usage, because now we've got a lot of extra fuel on board.
Yep. Similarly, however, like if you're pushing on fuel, there's only so much you can push under a safety car, so you actually won't use as much as you.
All right, you're off. Pierre, you couldn't quite catch up.
As you can see here, Gasly is now having to fend off Alonso and Russell. He's still kind of embroiled in that battle, whereas Yuki now on the fresh tyres has got because he haven't closed up. It hasn't worked out. What we needed there is a longer
an extra stop. You need an extra lap on the safety car.
That's the risk you take.
That's the risk you take. It must have been a
if Tsunoda had just got that immediate pit stop.
Yeah, if
he'd have gone straight into the pits, I think you could have.
You're right.
Had a good.
You're absolutely right. But okay, we've got 13, 14 or so laps to go. We're gonna have to rattle through the screens because we've already run over. But it's going to be all about here. I think Gasly holding on to that P6. Anything you want here? You're pushing the tyres.
Let's have a look. Can you show me my strategy where the strategy view where I've got my actual tyre wear on there as well? Nah, we're fine.
We're good.
We're fine.
Yeah. We'll just wing it.
Send it. Conservatively.
Yes. So it's Alonso that's right behind you. We can make a move. Yeah. So it's back and forth. This is going to be a battle to the end. I think we might have to just rattle through towards the end here.
16. Time 16.
Yeah, unfortunately, that
doesn't matter.
But you're back, and again,
we're back.
They're like, all right, let's finish this now. We got 10 laps.
He's got some time and deploy. Oh, it's a ding dong battle at the front.
It's going back and forth, isn't it?
Come on!
If I can stay, I mean, either way, I'm happy, but I would love to stay 6th.
I really want to watch this, but I'm going to take it down to the last sort of 2 or 3 laps.
Yes,
I've pushed too much.
We're just speeding through because we will literally spend too much time playing this game if we're left to our own devices.
So no, I can't get past.
We have lives to go on with, but even though
Mick Schumacher. All right, I get it.
Burn my fuel. Full fuel send.
Full fuel send. I've got more.
Full everything send.
Can you just change it from push to send?
Tsunoda's made a couple of places.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some pits.
Overtake Hamilton. Yes, come on!
He's gone past Hamilton.
What a move! What a moment for Yuki. So
Leclerc's
we're up 3.
Just overtaken Verstappen for the lead as well.
Yeah. So we're up 3 with Yuki, and we're up 5 with Pierre. With a few more laps to go. There's a long gap between Yuki and Yuki and.
Sonoda's going to stay 13th.
For P12.
Well, Pierre. It's 17 seconds. There's 3 seconds from Alonso. Yeah, fine.
10 seconds.
This is good. Just go 32 speed now. That's where he'll finish.
If settle for a P6 for Gasly, I'd be happy with that.
P6 is you consider we looked at the.
Oh, the music turned up as he got towards the end of the race. Did you catch
that? 2 laps to go.
All good?
Send it.
Oh my word! I've done this before and got a puncture. So I mean, if you
send it.
Yeah, all right, fine. I'll push it with.
There's enough of a gap actually. We'll probably reserve it a little bit.
So Verstappen's on his last lap.
Final laps done.
Let's just.
We're all on our last lap.
Yeah, let's just close this down.
Here we go.
The yellow flag might be because coming towards the race end. But come back to Pierre on board. It's looking good.
It's looking very good. I'm very happy.
I think this is now his last lap. No, he's over the line. Yeah, because you're on the lead lap.
Done.
Safety car, yeah.
Yeah, it is a good day.
It's a good day.
It is a good day. It's a good day.
Yeah. Awesome. Right. Okay. And Yuki is
3 places
oh,
gained.
it's close, you know.
For the F1s.
If I look backwards or look on the. Oh, come on.
Yuki, you're gonna lose it. You're gonna become a meme, Yuki.
Overtake on. Let's keep Joe behind. Come on.
Oh, he's gonna have a sniff.
Oh no.
He's gonna have a sniff. It's a big start finish.
No.
Here he is. No.
You're fine.
Oh.
No.
Oh, DRS. Oh, he's gonna lose it. He's gonna become the meme. He's the meme.
We're on the line.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well done.
And it wasn't even for
Oh, I'm
points, but
super
it's
into
like
this.
the hearts
Well
being ripped
done.
out from the-
Roll on release
okay,
date.
right.
Get me in.
14.
Get me in now.
This should cut. Oh yeah. So we'll probably cut to Pierre after this, and he should be very happy with this.
Be very happy after that. So that's a prediction done for chat as well, troops.
Yeah.
If you said that Gasly was going to make up the most the most places, then you were correct. So well done, congratulations.
Oh, he loves it.
He loves it. We love to see it.
P6. We have 1 point in the constructors' championship up to this point, so to get 6th is a heck of a result.
That's nice.
So, awesome, we made it.
We did. I'm gonna pay out this.
Pay it out.
Yeah, I was about to say,
So,
where's my...
Andy, I guess maybe just to sum things up for us, we've run over, as I should have imagined we were, because we were enjoying ourselves too much, but that is, I mean, there's so much more we could uncover when it comes to F1 Manager 2022, but that's just a glimpse really, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, and I think it was great, like, you guys just didn't know what was coming next in the race, right, and it's like that every single race, and that's one of the
Prediction result is Gasly. I didn't get anything. Better luck next time. Very good.
Fast forward and have a quick race, and then all of a sudden...
Yeah, I'm definitely going to utilise that in streams.
Play with the ERS.
Yeah. You enjoy that, Steve? That was
I
good?
did, yeah. It was very nice to see Gasly climb up the ranks there. Look, 5 places gained. Overall, I think we'll hopefully have kept the board off our backs a little bit because we were sitting, you know, a little bit lower than we'd liked.
I think that's driver of the day material.
Yeah, plus 5 positions is driver of the day.
I would say. Well, who's gained more places than Pierre?
That is
no one.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Nobody has gained more places.
Chat's driver of the day.
Yeah, Chat
was
DOTD.
absolutely, yeah. So that gives you just I'd say a brief glimpse, but we went a little bit longer than we were meant to. So it gives you a slightly extended glimpse of where we are with F1 Manager 2022 at the moment. As we said, sort of throughout the stream, important to remember we are still work in progress at this point.
Yeah, work in progress, etc., etc. Well
Well
done. You know what? I am over the moon. I was so pessimistic when Elite Dangerous started to make a management game of that Formula 1, but these guys, they've presented, first of all, they present very well. The game itself is presented incredibly well, and I can't wait for it to come out. I think it's really up there for Game of the Year. 8 years since Motorsport Manager, and they've taken everything that was good on that, judged it, and it looks incredibly accessible, incredibly fun, and I can't freaking wait to get my hands on it. I really can't. Well done. Well done, Frontier. Well done.
August 30th if you don't pre-order, but if you do, you can play from August 25th.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And
do you want to do it? I'll give you the honours.
one final thing.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a final thing.
If you happen to be at the Silverstone Grand Prix this weekend, come and find us.
No. Are you going to give away bags? I want these bags. Give me a bag.
Beautiful stage in the fan zone.
I want to buy the bag. That is far too expensive. I want to know how much this bag is. I want a laptop bag.
To have secured a ticket.
All right, guys. Looks like that's it. This is England. Thank you for the follow at the end. Really appreciate you sticking by, the guys that came in. I really enjoyed myself just watching this. I can't wait to get a hold of it. If you want F1 Manager stuff, make sure you followed on the YouTube channel. I might even start a second YouTube channel specifically for F1 Manager. This looks like it's a game changer for me. But yeah, thanks for watching. Small chance I'll be on later on tonight, but I think that I'll count this as my stream for today. But thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.